Hey, what's up, everybody? Kyle here, coming at you with another day of the 40-day vlog. Sorry I didn't get my videos posted if you were looking forward to them over the weekend, but ran into a couple things, had a lot going on. I did get some recorded. I will have them all up. You could be able to, I don't know, I'll try to put the links to the videos in the description or put them up on the screen at the end of the video. Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend for me. Didn't really do too much. Went out on Friday, hit up the bars. Saturday, didn't really do much. Lounged around, played a lot of PlayStation, cleaned my room, did laundry. You know, the things that everybody loves doing on Saturday. Then we just hung out at one of my buddy's house, watched the movie The Warrior, which I was a little skeptical going into it. I thought it was going to be just a, movie where, oh, every guy likes this because it's MMA fighting and this and that. But I actually thought the acting was really, really good in it, surprisingly. The story was actually really good. It was actually a pretty good movie. Something I would definitely say to check out. Sorry about the shaky camera again. I'm just never going to get used to holding the camera out in front of me. Maybe if I walk around a little bit or something, that might be a little bit better. But yeah, did read a story today online that I kind of wanted to touch on. Was about a waitress who got left a tip over the weekend at a restaurant in California. Now it had said that the customer was part of the 1%, or however you'd like to figure, however you'd like to word it. Either way, a wealthy man goes into a restaurant and has a bill of $133 and only leaves the girl a $1.33 tip. Now, this is it's kind of funny because he leaves her 1%. I mean, if you don't see the humor in that, then I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'm going to kind of come at it from both perspectives. Like, from her, yeah, that sucks ass. That guy spent a shitload of money at your restaurant. I'm sure you gave him good service, and he's only going to give you something like that. That is kind of bullshit. But at the same time, I see where the guy's coming from. I was actually a delivery driver for, like 6 years, from the time I was about 18 to 24, 19 to 25. So I know what it's like working on tips. I was actually very lucky that one of the places I worked at paid me pretty well hourly, but we got nothing per delivery. So, and the place did charge a $3 delivery charge, so a lot of people just assume you get that. And I would really, some nights you had, everyone always says to you, oh, what do you get, like $5 a delivery, something like that? And it's like, yeah, maybe from like younger kids who think that's what you're supposed to tip. But generally, when it comes to tipping, people know what they're going to tip you before you get to the door. It doesn't matter about their color. It doesn't matter about if they're a man or a woman. It doesn't matter anything. They know what they're tipping you before you get to the door. You could have done it doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you do. Maybe if they know you or they think you really gave them outstanding service, they'll go out of their way and get you that extra dollar, $2. But these people don't even, they know what they're giving you. Now when it comes to this, it's kind of comes full circle, just because, I mean, when you think of the difference between a delivery driver and a waitress is just going, getting your drink order, taking your food order, putting it into a computer, bringing the food out, making sure everything is okay. Now, that's not really that hard of a job. I understand it can be difficult juggling multiple tables and multiple orders and all that kind of thing, but at the same time, you're not really doing a ton. I mean, I'm not saying delivery driving is doing a lot either. You're just driving around in your car. But the number one thing to remember with that is you're using your own car and your own gas for the most part to make those deliveries. So when people don't tip you on a delivery, that's just the ultimate punch in the face, because when you get food delivered, all you're basically saying to yourself and everybody else is, hey, I'm too lazy to come pick this up. I need somebody to come bring it to me. For that, I will give them some money. And people, they go to a restaurant and all of a sudden all these restaurants just add gratuity to your bill. I understand with parties of six or more that might be customary, but you can't just add 18 or 20% to a bill because that's what the restaurant thinks you should be getting and what they think I should be tipping you. Now, I'm always a good tipper. I've worked on tips my whole life, but I tip based off service, how good the service is. It's really a matter of, did she provide us with enough drinks in the, while we were there? Did she get all our orders right? Was she polite? Or did they do everything correctly? And if they do, yeah, I'll give them 20%, maybe even a little bit more if I see that they're going out of their way to try to help me. But if they're not, if they're just going through the motions, don't even want to stop by the table, then do you deserve 20%? Do you deserve, if my bill's $100, do you deserve $20 for an extra $20 from me? I don't think you do in some cases. But sure, I mean, there are definitely waitresses and waiters out there that do. So either way, you could look at both sides of the argument about this, and you're just gonna run yourself in circles. Yeah, it's wrong. Most waiters and waitresses only make like $2.30 an hour, so they do make their money on tips. You know, they just have those checks to claim something for the government, so they don't have to pay money in back taxes. And then when they claim their tips at the end of the week, or their end of their pay periods, most of them claim the absolute minimum amount. And if you don't believe me or think that that doesn't happen, I mean, just for instance, before I was delivering, I was actually working at a car wash and a gas station where I worked in the car wash and the detail shop. Now in there, when you were wiping down cars, you were making $3 an hour. When you were doing the vacuuming and detailing of the cars, you were making $4.80 an hour. Now that is a place where you get your car cleaned, and in my opinion, if you have somebody wipe down your car for you, take it somewhere, you give them at least $1 to do that. And a lot of people still didn't even do that. So are we arguing about the 1% being cheap or all of America being cheap? Because as we know, tipping is really only customary in this country. It's not very customary everywhere else. But that's about all I got for now, I guess. I'm gonna actually put up another video today once this video goes up. It'll just be a little segment of our podcast. I'm gonna try to film some of it. I think it'll be really cool. Maybe I'll get some people interested in it. If you haven't checked it out on Facebook or iTunes, The Daily Gauge. Good stuff. If you're into podcasts, I think it's something that a lot of people would enjoy. Or if you know somebody that's into that, please help us out. Follow me on Twitter, KyleG421. And other than that, nothing but love, guys. Until next time, see ya.